With Tom Brady gone in 2020, the Jets still couldn't beat the Patriots. New York has dropped 10 straight to New England, but they'll try to turn the plane around next.
From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 48 back in 2014, there's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. A few minutes ago, the hometown Jets were introduced to this sellout crowd, and it's a roar that could be heard across the river in Manhattan. They're set to go as their Jets will match up with the New England Patriots. Brandon Garden and Charles Davis excited for this one. And see, it's because we've got an interesting matchup when you look at our two quarterbacks. It's two rookies getting the start here. Mac Jones of the Patriots, Zach Wilson of the Jets.
With all the media attention that these youngsters get in college and then coming out in the NFL draft, it feels like we see this more often, but it's still rare to see one rookie quarterback, let alone two on the field. But these guys, they've both shown that they're up to the task. I think if you're a fan of either of these franchises, you don't just feel pretty good about the direction you're heading, you feel great about it.
Two clubs here, each looking to rebound from a Week 1 loss as we're underway on EA Sports. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. Here comes the Patriots offense, and yes, it will be Mac Jones under center, the rookie out of Alabama. He got a little bit, see, even early birthday present. His birthday September 5th, but a little before that, he was named the starter. And Cam Newton, no longer there.
And Mac Jones has always been a battler, signed at Alabama despite the fact that Jalen Hurts and Tua Tagovailoa were going to be there. Waited his turn and became one of the most prolific quarterbacks in Alabama history. An absolute surgeon throwing the football, knows where to go with it, very accurate with it, very poised, self-confident, but not overbearing. I like this young man. I think he's going to be quite successful.
And Charles, were you surprised that Cam Newton was let go?
No, not at all, because once they made the decision to go with Mac Jones, Cam Newton, not necessarily a guy that's going to be a backup. This gives him an opportunity now to find another spot in the league where he can be a starter. And that's a run characteristic of Damian Harris. When he touches it, he gets not what's just blocked, but he gets a few more yards as well. He's been dinged up his first 2 years with the Patriots, only 10 starts a year ago. But you have to believe that this coaching staff thinks that he's capable of bigger and better things.
And 3 yards there takes him to the 45. So we'll look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. Throwing Jones. And a dump off to White. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
And the AFC's Pro Bowl punter last year, Jake Bailey, on to punt for New England. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. And the Jets about set to go here on the offensive side for the first time. And leading them out, Charles, the number 2 overall pick in this April's draft. It's Zach Wilson out of BYU.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his...
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. The throw taken in by Cole. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Here's Wilson to throw. He finds Corey Davis. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Pretty darn good, as you see right there on your screen.
I'll echo that. Darn good. 2 touchdowns, right? And the ability to be in sync with each other, right? To understand that he's going to be where the quarterback expects him to be when the ball is thrown.
The first carry for Josh Adams. And he is tackled inside the 49 point to the 35. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only they're controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
These two teams, Charles, the Jets and the Patriots, great rivals in the AFCs going back to the beginning of the Super Bowl era. Been a long time. Now, of course, in the recent memory, the Patriots, they have dominated, and that's capital D dominated. But, you know, change comes eventually, and the Jets, they've got a new coach, new quarterback. And this rivalry, you feel like it could get very interesting again in a hurry.
Absolutely, because as we learned in 2020, it's no longer Tom Brady is guaranteed to win the division because he's no longer there. And we saw Buffalo take command in 2020. So this division, more open than it's been for the last 20 years or so.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line.
Matthew Judon in there to take him down. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously. Led to a very quick sack.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Well, Charles, when you think about the New England Patriots heading into this season, you know, 2020, their first time under 500 since the year 2000. First time they didn't win the AFC East since 2008, which is hard to believe. Do you think they get back on the balance beam this year?
I absolutely do, and those numbers that you posted there, Brandon, they sound like negatives. They're actually positives. It tells you how great a franchise this is. I do think that they flip things around. The moves they made free agency, the draft picks they made, yes, it'll be a rookie quarterback, but they'll run the ball better and they have better receivers. The defense got better. I think this team will contend for the AFC East and definitely for a playoff spot. I look for the New England Patriots to look more like the Patriots we're used to seeing, not the Patriots we saw in 2020.
The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. And out will come the offense as they take over.
The Jets offense, as they come out here, Charles, you know, this has been a tough stretch for the Jets and their fans. It's been now 10 seasons without a playoff.
On second down, a run with Carter. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on 3rd down. Throwing is Wilson. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. Here's Braden Mann now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line.
I absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
The Patriots offense now, they work their way back onto the field.
They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again, so it's not pick.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete.
Let's go. Get excited. Let's go.
One of the first big plays we've seen in this football game, and could that be the play that gets this game jump-started? It's taken a while as both teams have tried to settle in. Maybe now the pace will accelerate.
So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
2nd down at 4.
2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his 2nd week of the regular season. Now a man open down the middle of the field. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Now Jones. Jones hit, and the ball's out. But I think the Patriots are going to hang on to the football. They do. They get it back.
So they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long. And he'll let this go deep for Bourne.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's complete into the hands of Myers. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away.
The Jets going to take over now late in this first half as they'll take over with just under a minute left to play until the break.
They go play action now. Wilson. Uncorks one for Davis. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. Corey Davis, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. This time they stay on the ground. And he's going to have a 1st down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. So plenty of action on the field, but no action right now on the scoreboard, at least as of yet. Nothing is our score. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2.
And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half.
Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. And the Jets head out on offense here to start this third quarter. And, Charles, a scoreless first half. How does that change how you assess things here moving forward?
Well, it doesn't change it a whole lot because, remember, it's still scoreless, which means you're starting from 0 again, so you just have one half to play instead of 2. What I would look at my play sheet, though, and see is something that maybe loosens things up for my guys.
On third down, Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Matt Judon able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
Tell you what, he did not have much time there to scan the field before he was ducking and covering.
Did it appear to you, as it did to me, that the defensive front won their play really quickly? Meaning the guys in front of them had almost no chance to block them. They were on him in a hurry.
Here's the Jets punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Patriots take over. Here comes the Patriots offensive unit. They'll have it first here to begin the third quarter.
The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Back to throw. Jones. It's caught on the right side at Smith. The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this third down. From the gun, Jones. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes.
And keep in mind, in addition to the 2 sacks that he now has, CD, he's also had a couple of quarterback hurries. He's been very disruptive.
To put it mildly, and it reminds me of the time I asked an offensive tackle who struggled like this in a game. He said he was telling the coach, hey, what do you want me to do? This guy's just eating me alive. And the coach finally just looked at him and said, applaud.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away.
Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now out come the Jets. The last couple of drives have ended in punts. Maybe the crowd minds that, but you're a defensive guy. You're okay with it.
Tied up. This is 2nd and 10.
Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. Over the middle, complete. That's Cole. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Here's Wilson. And the grab by Croft. Room here to run. And he gets this deep into Patriot territory. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. 1st down.
With that down and distance, no real surprise they decided to throw the ball. I think where the surprise kicked in, the result. Short pass downfield. That ball got taken for a nice journey to turn into a big play.
So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10.
A handoff for Carter.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. Now Wilson. Crowder's got it over the middle. Touchdown, Jets. Jamison Crowder. His first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon.
Well, these two teams battled through a scoreless first half. Finally, a breakthrough here in quarter number 3.
And I just wonder how that played for both of them psychologically, because when you battle through a scoreless first half, now you know that every possession is increasingly crucial. Who can put points on the board, make the other team chase? Wonder if you get a lift and if they get deflated a little bit.
No problem there on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Patriot offense now set to come back out onto the field.
These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
On the give, this is Harris.
Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
The 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. He'll leave this one for White.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. There's a running back who was a receiver on the play. I think he's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Jet football as they've got the lead here, and we get set to begin quarter number 4.
Another run on 2nd down with Carter.
Gets through, and now an opening. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45.
43 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell him to back off of being aggressive, but sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
Now this one complete to Corey Davis. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50.
7 yards, the pickup there.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Wilson. Out to Cole on the right side. How did he stay on his feet? And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A 3rd down gain of 19.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Out of the gun, they run with Carter. Carter, a 1st down and more.
And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown.
Michael Carter
with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Jets find a way to stretch their lead.
But that makes this a two-score ball game. And, you know, the way this thing has been going, Charles, 2 scores kind of feels like 3 or 4 scores.
Yeah, that's a great observation. It's been a heck of a battle, hasn't it? And points have been at a premium throughout this game. So you have to wonder, is this going to be too much for them to overcome?
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
And it was capped off by the rookie Michael Carter's touchdown run.
The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away.
On the return is J.J. Taylor. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Patriots ready to get the football back.
And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we're talking about the NFL, and teams can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keeping hope alive.
And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. To throw on 2nd and 10. Jones. That's caught by Myers. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a 1st down.
Good yardage on the completion there, and when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score, because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Out right to Bourne. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. 12 more yards there and another 1st down.
So, Charles, this, game number 2 in the NFL career, this rookie quarterback, his guys took the loss in the opener. And when asked after that game by reporters how he did, he was pretty curt. He said, not well. What did you see?
Well, first and foremost, I loved his answer to the media, because he was being honest. And those veterans in the locker room, they're looking at him to see how he's going to handle things, and they like the fact that he's not blaming other people, because I thought he struggled. The only thing that's going to help him, though, reps. No matter how many big games you played in college, how well you do in practice, the reps in the real games, that's when you begin to grow as a quarterback.
He finds Aguilar over the middle. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. He got 29 yards that time.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now, they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Throwing, Jones. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Quillen Williams there to bring him down. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense, I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. On 2nd down, this is Harris. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. It's a pickup of 3, but still a little work to do on 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Jones. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sack.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. They're looking at a 4th and goal here as they search for a late score. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. picked off by Bryce Hall. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point, his first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid, the reason that they drafted him, and go out and play.
Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. Shotgun snap and a give to Carter. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. Olszewski now to return.
That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Patriots will have great starting position as they take over 1st and 10.
So now Jones and the Patriots
Down by 2 touchdowns. A little over a minute and a half remaining. They've yet to score all game long, but now they need to do so twice in short order to have a shot.
Jones.
Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
A lot of practice time, a lot of thinking goes into 2-minute drills, even on the defensive side. So now you want to make sure the guys understand. Continue to be aggressive, but make sure you're smart in doing so.
Now Jones.
And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield.
It's Shaq Lawson who worked his way in there to get him down.
Open man, the tight end, Henry. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
His first career touchdown pass, and, you know, it's cliche to say, but he's probably been envisioning this since he was a little kid. That's a cool moment.
It really is. So enjoy the moment, enjoy the time, celebrate, save the full reflection for later, but make sure you grab someone on the sidelines and say, hey, make sure I get that football, okay?
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's finished off by a Pats touchdown. So a little under 50 seconds to go. Plenty of time if they can get this onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more.
The Jets, with victory seemingly in hand, they take a knee. Good bounce-back win. They take the knee. Can't stop the clock defensively. Tough opening week loss, but now 1-1.
Shows that they handled things really well. A lot of teams panic after a week 1 loss, and they start to think that the sky's falling. This team realized there's a long season, and they feel very talented, and they get it done in this one.
So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the 1 touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. this type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So for the Jets, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener.